Today to address this gathering of a very important occasion. His Excellency Dr. Mikhail Listov, Consul General of Russia, Russian Federation in Southern India, Chennai. Ting Shi Chun, Minister, Consular and DCM, Embassy of the People's Republic of China and India, New Delhi. Mr. Pico Vito, Director, South Asia Directorate, Department of International Relations and Cooperation, Republic of South Africa, Victoria, and in the August audience, several dignitaries, including Namgaru and the First Minister, Secretary, Department of Education, People's Republic of China, and Xiaoyang, and respected deans, professors, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished invitees, and also participants of the seminar, press and media. I extend a hearty and warm welcome to the distinguished dignitaries and our guests of this occasion today. His Excellency Dr. Nikolai Ledopistov, Consul General of the Russian Federation, South India, Chennai, and Francis Cho, Minister, Consular and DCM, Embassy of the People's Republic of China, and Mr. Pico Vito, Director, South Asia Directorate, Department of International Relations and Cooperation, Republic of South Africa, and distinguished other dignitaries. Historically, global economic power shifted from the east to the west, consequent to the industrial revolutions of the late 18th century. I am not talking about the 18th century and 19th centuries. If late 19th century and early 20th century belonged to United Kingdom, the late 20th century bestowed hegemony on United States as a super economic power. In fact, it is economic power that people's political power, and accordingly the United Kingdom and the United States swayed the world in both economic and political spheres. It appears that the global economic power is now shifting to the emerging economies. BRICS nations emerged as the strong contenders in this emerging world economic order. While the global map is not changing, the map of economic power is changing rapidly. BRICS nations being economy in Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa share common development strategy in terms of import substitute industrialization after they were liberated, while India and Brazil followed directly this strategy of industrialization. Russia and China followed autarkic strategy of development. Both the strategies aim at rapid inward industrialization without depending on exports for growth. All the countries of the BRICS nations except South Africa opened up after globalization starting from 1990, after they could establish a strong industrial base behind import substitution. Marketization under government surveillance dictates economic decision making in these economies. BRICS nations share 42% world population and only 18% of world GDP. In terms of population, China tops with 1.34 billion, followed by India with 1.2 billion population. Both these countries constitute 36.5% of the world population. In terms of per capita income, among the BRICS nations, Russia tops with around 16,700 US dollars, followed by Brazil with around 12,000 US dollars. Third, South Africa with around 11,000 US dollars. China with around 8,400 and India a mere 3,700. Measured on purchasing power, these are measured on purchasing power parity basis. During the last 5 years, China has been consistently growing around 10% growth, followed by India around 8%, Brazil around 7%, Russia 3%, South Africa 2%. It is thus clear that while the US and West Europe have been recording low or stagnant growth rates, BRICS countries have been registering buoyant growth rates, particularly China and India. Changing world economic order implies increased competition from emerging markets like BRICS, with perhaps push up the developed countries in the value chain of manufacturing and other services. Further, rapid growth in demand for consumer goods in the emerging markets like BRICS nations provide great business opportunities for the MNCs of the West. But if they continue to focus on their own developed markets, they tend to lose in the presence of sluggish demand in these Western countries. Price Waterhouse Coopers, one of the evaluating firms, in 2011 projected that China and India will be the key drivers of economic growth in the world in the coming years. China would emerge as the largest economy, overtaking US by 2020. India will achieve third position in the world. After that, below just US, Brazil and Russia. Russia will rise to economic positions above Germany. Brazil and Russia will rise to economic positions above Germany. It is therefore expected that China, India, Brazil and Russia will play a dominant role by virtue of their command over flow of goods and services, and also generating higher consumer demand. China took over in the manufacture from the US and the West. Russia is strong in oil and gas sectors. India's strength is in services. South Africa has an advantage in mineral resources, vast mineral resources. Brazil is also a country specializing in manufacturing and precision goods. It is expected that China's growth may slow down after exhausting its low labor cost advantage which they are enjoying now because of its one-child policy. India will have a clear edge because of its demographic divide in terms of its young population. In the emerging world economic order, China and India, followed by Brazil and Russia, will play a catalytic role in the growth of the world economy. Arguably, economic power could impact political hegemony in the world. I am glad to note that today's international conference on BRICS and the World Economic Order has identified the following areas for discussion: trade, sustainable development, inclusive growth, BRICS and new partnership for South Africa's development, international monetary cooperation. But however, all these could be achieved if they built among the BRICS nations a common cultural exchange programs and also learning each other's language much better, like China, Indian language, Indian, Chinese languages, like that. If they culturally and emotionally they come together, certainly they could achieve very spectacular growth by 2020. For this is only a beginning where what we are like these sessions will bring them together to understand each other culturally, so that in the years to come, education is one field where these students, cross-exchange of students among the BRICS nations will bring much closer ties. Not only Indian students going there, but other country students also, they should come over here, this country to that country. This will build a stronger ties among BRICS nations, thereby bringing stronger ties and stronger economic growth. I am sure that the deliberations in this conference would provide some pointers in the above areas of the forthcoming BRICS summit schedule. This is only a prelude. What we are discussing today, it should open up for discussions in the schedule on 29 March 2012 when the nations opens at New Delhi. I wish thus this conference have a great success and its deliberations would contribute and leave an impact on the forthcoming sessions and achieve the BRICS objective, that is security among all these nations, independence, development and cooperation and greater understanding.